Welcome to Just Gist TV. Excitement has taken over social media as fans react with overwhelming joy and renewed energy following Brian Okwara's bold decision to publicly step up and defend Sonia Uche. What many believed would never happen has finally happened, and the internet has not stopped talking since. For fans who have watched Sonia Uche endure weeks of dragging, speculation, and indirect accusations in silence, this moment feels like a long-awaited turning point. For weeks, Sonia Uche's name had been caught in the middle of multiple narratives she never publicly acknowledged. From alleged leaked messages to loyalty debates, emotional outbursts from other parties, and accusations that seemed to shift by the day, her silence became one of the most talked about aspects of the saga. Some praised it as maturity, others questioned it as avoidance, but no one could deny that her name continued to trend regardless. Throughout the chaos, Sonia Uche did not speak. Instead, bloggers, commentators, fans, critics, and online observers filled the vacuum with assumptions. Every silence was analyzed. Every appearance was scrutinized. Every unrelated post was given meaning. Slowly, a narrative began to form around her, one she never confirmed and never denied. Then Brian Okwara entered the picture. According to trending videos and insider reports, Brian Okwara did not simply react casually to the resurfacing of old shades and statements involving Sonia Uche. He addressed them directly, with clarity and firmness that immediately shifted the atmosphere online. His words, though measured, carried weight. He made it clear that Sonia Uche did not deserve the treatment she had been receiving and that past narratives had been misunderstood or misrepresented. That moment changed everything. Within minutes, social media exploded. Fans of Sonia Uche flooded comment sections with excitement, relief, and gratitude. Many described Brian Okwara's move as bold, respectful, and long overdue. For supporters who had grown tired of watching Sonia's name dragged without response, his defense felt like validation. The excitement was not just about what he said, but about when he said it. At a time when emotions were already high due to overlapping controversies involving Maurice Sam, Paul Watts, alleged marriage promises, public blame, and emotional breakdowns, Brian Okwara's statement cut through the noise. It was direct, calm, and firm. Fans felt it brought balance to a situation that had become increasingly chaotic. Sonia Uche's silence, once questioned, now appeared strategic. Fans began to interpret her restraint differently. Instead of seeing it as avoidance, they saw it as strength. They argued that while others chose public reactions, accusations, and emotional displays, Sonia chose dignity. Brian Okwara's defense only reinforced that perception. According to reactions online, Brian Okwara acknowledged that previous remarks and alleged shades had taken on lives of their own. He reportedly clarified that Sonia Uche was never the problem and that dragging her into unrelated narratives was unfair. That single clarification resonated deeply. Supporters immediately began reposting his words, framing them as proof that Sonia had been wrong. Fan pages celebrated the moment, calling it justice without noise. Some even described it as one of the rare times a public figure stepped up responsibly instead of allowing misinformation to spread unchecked. Critics, however, were not entirely satisfied. Some questioned why Brian Okwara waited until now to speak. They argued that if the record needed correcting, it could have been done earlier. Others suggested that his timing aligned conveniently with a shift in public sentiment towards Sonia Uche, implying that the defense was reactive rather than proactive. Still, even among skeptics, there was acknowledgement that his words mattered. Many agreed that allowing false narratives to linger does more harm than good, especially in an online environment where assumptions harden quickly into facts. Brian Okwara's defense, regardless of timing, disrupted that process. The conversation quickly expanded beyond the individuals involved. Fans began debating broader issues of responsibility in the public eye. Should people speak up immediately when narratives form, or is silence sometimes the wiser choice? Does defending someone publicly automatically imply a deeper relationship, or can it simply reflect respect and fairness? In Sonia Uche's case, her consistent silence had already set her apart. She did not respond to accusations. She did not address rumors. She did not engage with critics. Brian Okwara's defense allowed her to remain silent while still correcting the record. That balance impressed many. Comparisons soon followed. Fans compared Brian Okwara's clear defense with Maurice Sam's earlier ambiguous statements and rhetorical remarks. Many argued that clarity matters more than implication. While some statements raise questions, others settle them. Brian Okwara's words, fans said, did the latter. Old clips and interactions resurfaced almost immediately. Fans revisited interviews, public appearances, and past collaborations between Brian Okwara and Sonia Uche. Some pointed out moments that now seemed more meaningful, while others cautioned against reading romance into respect. Speculation, however, was inevitable. Entertainment commentators weighed in, noting that public perception often shifts dramatically when one decisive voice enters a conversation. According to them, Brian Okwara's defense did not just support Sonia Uche, it reframed the entire narrative. Bloggers who had previously fueled speculation found themselves under scrutiny. Fans questioned earlier headlines and posts, calling out exaggerations and misinterpretations. Some pages quietly edited captions. Others went silent altogether. Meanwhile, Sonia Uche continued to say nothing. Her silence now carried authority. Fans described it as controlled, intentional, and powerful. They argued that by not responding, she avoided escalating drama while allowing truth to surface organically through others. The excitement online reflected more than fandom. It reflected relief. Many fans admitted they were emotionally exhausted by the constant drama, accusations, and shifting blame. Brian Okwara's defense felt like a reset, a moment where things slowed down and clarity emerged. Critics attempted to reignite controversy by questioning motives, but their voices struggled to gain traction against the overwhelming positivity. The tone had shifted. Public sentiment leaned strongly in Sonia Uche's favor. The story also sparked conversations about online accountability. Fans emphasized that real people are affected by online narratives. They warned that constant speculation can distort reality and cause lasting harm. Brian Okwara's move was seen as a reminder that speaking responsibly matters. Whether his defense signals deeper personal connection or simply professional respect remains unclear. Fans remain divided on that question. But one thing is certain, his words had impact. As reactions continue to pour in, excitement remains high. Fans continue to celebrate what they see as a rare moment of fairness in a space often driven by sensationalism. For Sonia Uche's supporters, this moment feels like closure. Not because every question has been answered, but because her dignity remained intact. For critics, it is a reminder that narratives can shift quickly. And for the wider audience, it is proof that silence, when combined with the right intervention, can sometimes speak louder than noise. Stay with Just Gist TV as we continue to monitor reactions, insider updates, and every new development surrounding Sonia Uche, Brian Okwara, and the ever-evolving Nollywood conversation.